Risk of Rain is a roguelike platformer developed by Hopoo Games. It encourages the player to collect artifacts which will aid them in battle. As your shuttle crash lands on an enigmatic alien planet, you must race against the clock and fight vicious creatures to survive. Hopoo have went on to release other successful games, but today we're focusing on their first release as it's contributed to everything they've brought out since. Risk of Rain's gameplay is tight and unforgiving. A simple mistake could easily result in you losing your run and having to start from scratch. At first the game is very difficult, but by keeping up to date with the new items and modifiers that you've collected, you can use them to your advantage and get further each time. Each class has 4 skills as well as a use item. The characteristics of each class vary greatly. Engineers can hold down a position by using turrets and traps, while the bandit uses evasive manoeuvres to escape mobs and pick them off from a distance. It's worth keeping in mind that you must play at least a couple of runs with the default class, the Commando, to have a chance of unlocking new classes. Although the difficulty can be off-putting at first, it's clear that the game is designed in a way which incentivises the player at almost every turn. New items, monster logs and unlockable classes make it extremely replayable. Each run gives you a random assortment of procedurally generated maps, which are loaded with mysteries to unveil. Risk of Rain is a game that has serious style as well as playability. The soundtrack, which was written and performed by Chris Christodoulou, is one of the best game soundtracks to this day. Loaded with lay motifs and an eclectic mash of genres, including jazz, rock, 70s prog and 80s synth music, the soundtrack never fails to surprise. Graphically, Risk of Rain has a very clinical look. Everything is clean and polished, allowing enemy sprites to take centre stage. Further into the game, your screen can get cluttered with items that you've picked up. This isn't visually appealing, but it's rare that the items will get in the way of you seeing gameplay. Risk of Rain doesn't have skill points or a skill tree as such, but you'll build your character up in a playthrough purely by using items. This makes every run exciting, as sometimes you'll receive a collection of items which complement the class that you've chosen to play with. Luck can be a big factor in the early game, but once you start unlocking modifiers, you have more control over your runs and the items that you receive. Risk of Rain is an exceptional game. It's a unique platformer that is extremely fun to play. The artistic direction, as well as the game design, work together to make a memorable experience, which you can always go back to. The progression system is rewarding, and the huge selection of items and unlockables make it a game that's hard to stop playing. If you like platformers, roguelikes, RPGs, or games with fast-paced combat, it's something that is not to be missed.